right, guys, I'm back. Okay, hold on, you guys. I think I'm on. Yes. Okay. All right, everybody. Okay, nobody's here. Sad. Oh, sad. Oh, hi, everybody. Hi. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Hi, Manuel. What's up? What's up? Crash. Oh my God. What a day. What a day. Okay. We'll talk about it in a minute. In 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute. What's up? How are we feeling today? What's going on? What's going on? Okay, hold on once again. You guys, I'm doing a setup here. Let's look at a SPY. I mean, in comparison, come on, that's not too bad, right? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that I'm on. How's my mic? My mic's doing good? Yes. I have some coffee. I know it's at nighttime, but I have some coffee. You know, after the price action of today, I deserve something. Oh my God. Okay. Let me introduce myself real quick here because I feel like I'm a new person, you guys. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kind of feeling a bit under the weather at the moment, and I don't know how long I'm gonna be here at the moment. So we'll see how many engagement. Okay, I'm sounding good. All right, so let's get started. Hi, everybody. So as you see, the price went down. I didn't expect it to pull back this aggressively. Because I was watching this level right here. I was like, it got a bounce at around $30, right? And so, but the broader market was down. You guys, come on, cut GME some slack here. Of course, my calls got decimated as expected. You know, I know I shouldn't touch the stove, but I did. No harm, no foul. You know, lesson learned. I mean, not everyone, but you know, I when I see it came down a little bit, I kind of trimmed down some of my position. But as of currently, I do have more calls. I'm hoping that's gonna bounce at this level. If it come crashing down tomorrow again, of course I'm gonna have to cut my losses. But not bad. I'm still in the play for sure in terms of call option. So that's that was my day today. But anyway, my crypto went okay. So it's a cancellation price. Hold on, let me see. I think my XLM and XRP went pretty good today. Just now, it's kind of spiked back up. So yeah, I mean, again, you know, stock market is an unexpected place to be. Sometimes you just have to be careful, okay? But anyway, how is everybody doing? Okay, went into my local. Okay, today, and they were busy. Guys working said they are closing only 2 stores in the local Portland area. Okay, cool. Where's Portland, if you don't mind me asking? Is it in I want to say Boston? I'm terrible at my geography, you guys. I know. Thank you. But anyway, I just thought I came on here real quick to update my XLM price level here. It's a beautiful green. Right? No, just kidding. Okay, let's get back to GameStop. All right, so what have we learned today? Oregon. Okay, cool. Nice to know. I'm but anyway, so I'm still baffled at the price action here, you guys, for today. But again, the broader market, if you look at what is happening, I think it was like the CPI data or something like that. Inflation data came out today. Not sure what happened. I didn't even follow it closely, actually, because I was like kind of busy today, a little bit busier than usual. Let me see. What should I be talking today? Yeah, so let me see. SPY is down today, and there's some broader market pullback here. There might be a continuation to come. I mean, the expectation is that inflation is going to reinflate it or something. What is the term? Come back, with vengeance, because the bond market, bond rates went higher, you guys. Okay, so it's closer and closer to 5%. So understand that that's going to get people more enticed into moving into bonds, okay, because it's risk free. You don't have to do anything, and on top of that, you're not really risking your capital in the broader market because it's too expensive, right? Everything is just too expensive, overinflated. Whether the valuation is going to let's see, what am I trying to say? The valuation of the market, as we all know, it's been too expensive at the moment. How deep it's going to go, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, tomorrow might be a continuation of some sort because, again, people are looking at this complex head and shoulder over here. So just keep that in mind. I think, GameStop coming down 10% today was a bit over exaggerated, but what can I do? I'm human here, trying to see what's going on. So this is that's not what I wanted to draw. Now we are still kind of respecting this trend line still, and if we make a channel over here. Sorry, you guys, I'm doing TA real quick, okay? I'm trying to be a professional over here, so forgive me. Forgive me for trying to be a professional chart drawer of some sort, okay? Okay, I think that's beautiful. It looks beautiful to me. What do you guys think? Because I can. What's up? Did you see Moran's live today? Of course I did. What do you mean? I sleep. What is it? How is he supposed to say? Live, sleep, and breathe. Moran's. I mean, that's. I hope that's not being taken wrongly. Of course I did. Yeah, it was a fun show. Always, as always. I know he was talking about Randall. I did listen to Randall too, Corey. I don't know, again, like I'm sure, these two gentlemen, they bash each other. And I think, at some point you gotta move on, but Morantz is always, in the right here, in my opinion. But, I think after that, I feel like I said, I don't want to get in between because they have the ability to defend their own themselves. So I'm not going to comment too much on that. But my opinion is that, the people have different of opinion, and I respect that. And again, that's what makes life a little bit more interesting, right? If you find people who are, in agreement with each other all the time, what's the fun in that? So that's just my thought on that one. So it's pretty cool. Hey, what's up? Anyway, what do you think of the price action today, you guys? Are we going to continue down, or are we going to bounce back somehow? I think my thought is that, we've been kind of in this channel for quite, uptrend of some sort. We're still underneath this on the uptrend line. I don't know if this is the right way to draw this, you guys, but my point is that we're still up and to the right, in my opinion. You see that? So we're in an uptrend for sure. You could draw it this way. So tomorrow it could pull back even more, If the SPY is coming down, obviously, I always had that inkling of feeling that that might be the reason why it comes down too. But also, I think Max Payne might have to do with that as well, because Max Payne was around 23 when I first saw it yesterday. So today might be a little bit closer. Yeah, to 25. Magically, I wouldn't be surprised at all if by the end of the week it's gonna end at $25 or a little bit above $25. Magic, right? No manipulation at all. Market should have their own minds of some sort. Hey Jesus, what's up? CPI's number was released tomorrow. Okay, so it's probably an expectation that's going to go higher then. It will affect the market, yeah. So if it blows up, if the inflation is, what is the expectation, Manuel, for inflation? Expectation versus reality. Hello. Give me 1 second, you guys. I'm trying to find some... Oh, man. Let me see. I have some... Oh, tissue. I need some tissue. Okay. Sorry. So CPI. Yeah. So the market is kind of spooked today, and I'm sure because of the bond market has been going up in rate. Rate has been going up despite the Fed has been lowering rate like crazy. So again, like when that happens, of course, there's some expectation that perhaps the Fed's not going to even try to raise the rate. Oh, there's a possibility that the Fed might raise the rate. Not quite sure what these people are going to do, honestly. But the market doesn't lie, right? You could really manipulate the interest rate to make the impression that you have any control over the market. But if the market's saying, hey, we don't think that inflation is going to go any lower, and so the Fed hasn't taken care of the inflation yet. I mean, you see it in your day-to-day life, right? Inflation is not 2% or 3%. It's way higher than the official number. Just my dog food alone, from 2 years ago, it was like $30. Now it's $50. So are you telling me that that's okay? Of course, people are gonna, and again, food and all that stuff going up like crazy. And so to say that the inflation is only this and trying to lower rate even, who are you trying to protect, right? And again, I really think that the asset price is going to continue to go higher and higher. And there's no way of stopping it, it seems, unless, the Federal Reserve just going to rip the Band-Aid out and say, hey, it's going to be 10% tomorrow. then then you're gonna have some sort of correction. But everything else gonna go, including GME. But again, I'm talking about just price action, okay? Not the whole company here. So just have to learn to distinguish that, please. I don't know the expectation. Okay, cool. I'm sure it's around 3%, right? What's it? Trading economic? Trading economics. This is the one. I don't know if they give you any expectation. News. No. I used to use this, but then my forecast, stocks, bonds, just to have like no, not that one. Crazy, huh? What is going on here? They used to have a better setup. I have to like play with this one a little bit better here. Anthony, I know it was a falling knife, but I bought more. Of course. Because it went down for no reason, no news whatsoever, of course. Also the volume was kind of low. Of course. What was the volume for today? Let's see. Look at that candle. Ooh. Okay, 11 millions. It's pretty, comparatively, it's high, okay, like double the amount. So yeah, there must be some people spooked out and sold. That's fine, no harm, no foul, or they probably just taking this channel here as a, point of reference. If it break this trend line, they're just gonna go out, get out of the trade, so to speak. So it could be the day traders, it could be option trader. People are in the green on their call option from way back. They probably taking profit off of their calls, and so it makes it seems like people are selling calls, covered call or whatever, right? And so yeah, it's normal, and I feel like it's a normal reaction of things. But now, at what point will I start to panic? I would say around here. Nah, why would I be panicking on that? I try to psych you guys out, okay? That was just a joke. We'll never panic here, okay? Because we're an investor. We do this for the long term. Now let me bring out this this one right here. Let's see who's buying. Okay, nobody's buying in the daily. How about 4 hours? Okay, so in the 4-hour indicator, there hasn't been a buy signal coming in yet. So people were buying down here. When I said people, I mean Bankers Fund trajectory. I don't know what this means. If you're knowledgeable about it, please write in the comment. But it's pretty self-explanatory, I think. So there's a buy signal here. So I'm waiting on the buy signal. So that's what I haven't add more in terms of shares. I will. So because I feel like if my cryptos boom tonight, I'm gonna take some profit from from my crypto and then go back to GME. So yeah, no harm, no foul. Okay, this is what it is, and I'm gonna try to recoup some of my calls value a little bit here if it bounces at some point. Now, if it's dropped straight down tomorrow, this is the price level in which I'm gonna, starting to buy right there. Again, I'm just trying to time it because again, you guys, I've accumulated a lot of shares already, so I don't mind kind of timing the market a little bit here just to at least boost my holding a little bit more. Again, I'm just trying to beat the market, you guys. That's all. Am I successful at it? I don't know. We'll see. By the end of 10 years, we'll see where I'll be. And you guys will be the first to know that. Okay. So right or wrong, I do not know how far, but I mean, the thing that's telling to me is that it's on low volume, just like Anthony was saying. So what is that indicative of? It just means that the sell orders is very low. I bet you anything. Okay, let's look at OBV real quick, because this indicator is telling us something. Okay, so it seems like some people did sell, some, not all, but let's look at the daily. Okay, you see how it's not that steep? So yeah, nobody sold. Like, this thing could have been like this more so if it means that people are actually panicking and selling, right? But there's no signs of that, in my opinion. So it could just be, a hedge fund ping-ponging it, or, some sort of short ladder attack tactic that they do. Allegedly. I don't know for sure, so I have no proof. You could just take it as a tinfoil hat if you wanted to. So, now remember when I said, they could really screw this schematic up at will, it seems, right? Because we thought, well, when I said we, I mean me, this is the SOS, or this could be a SOS now, right? So the point I'm trying to draw is that it's not perfect. So they might, kick the can down the road to try to, scare people, as many of them, or just remember the cup and handle that we draw. I mean, it kind of still could respect that if it bounces tomorrow from here, in my opinion, right? But yeah, I don't know if it's already, not a cup and handle anymore. So, but it could still play out, though, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Maybe this is going to be the new handle. It'd be the terrible one. Where is Sir Richard when you need him, right? Oh my God. Okay, I'm trying to do something. Anyway, so let's talk about Greg, right? My thought about Greg, the tinfoil guy. People thinking that he's a roaring kitty. What kind of telling to me is that Robinhood actually tweet out happy birthday to Greg? Have you guys noticed that? I feel like, is that a psyop or something? I mean, I have a feeling that Greg is just a psyop, you guys. Come on. He's not roaring kitty. Why would Robinhood tweet that? Where did I saw that? Did anybody saw that? What I'm talking about? Let me see. Hi, Sharon. Thank you. Yeah. So again, the dates and all that stuff. It's more to lure people into buying calls, right? But again, it could still play out, you guys. Again, I'm just like anyone else, just trying to solve this mystery. But the fact that Robinhood tweets out that too, it's telling to me that they are trying to associate this account with Roaring Kitty when it might not be him, Yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Um, let's see. I don't have much today. I don't have much to talk about other than, just to come here and let you guys know the price and all that stuff. But look at this call chain right here. There's a reason why they want to drop it down so low. Because if it's traded anywhere near here, the in the money call would have been over 100,000 calls in the money. So unless people are stepping in to buy it at this low price, a low call price or whatever in the money call, and spike it up, you're not gonna see the price gonna go anywhere but around here. Max Payne magic, right? So let me see, where is that going to be? It's gonna be around here, which coincide with this recent high over here, or this high over here. So even if it comes down to that price, flip this into a support, I wouldn't be mad either. Yeah. Cooling off and then, ready for another launch pad of some sort. I'm very bullish in this company. You guys don't get me wrong. I know I sound like I'm down because my freaking call option went down in value, but I know that. I played a gamble, but again, it's not that by much, you guys. That's why I'm still standing tall. Okay, because mostly I have shares, and that's why it's so important to have shares in your portfolio, and mostly just share. And so when times like this happen, you just like sit still and don't be mad at yourself too much. You live and you learn, and then hopefully you don't make the same mistake again, huh? Okay, so now if this is not the one, I'm thinking to myself, okay, that this could be another support as well. But again, if the CPI comes up hot and the Fed's gonna have to raise rate or whatever, or even the expectation that the Fed might have to raise rate to kill the inflation once and for all, then the market's gonna come crashing down too. So in that case, is it possible to see GameStop at this level again? Now, what would you do if that's is going to be a reality? I wouldn't be mad at all, you guys. Come on. I've been accumulating a lot, so of course I could accumulate more even here too. If my crypto is doing well, if it doesn't crash along with the market, yes, of course I'll sell my crypto and go back to GME right away. I will do that around here too, like a little bit portion, and then a bigger portion here, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, is it possible? Again, anything's possible, you guys. Anything is possible in this market. It's crazy. I'm sure Nvidia just lost a whole bunch of value too. But yeah, so that support line seems to kind of coincide with this trend line as well. So somewhere there, right there. Pretty close. So tomorrow, if it comes down 10% more. What do we think? Don't think anyone will buy based on Craig birthday ever again. I know. For sure, I think it's all good and fun, but when it comes to influencing people to think that it's actually Rowan Kitty and all that stuff. I don't know. Again, there's so much bullshit's happening in online. When it comes to GameStop, right? You have to think that somebody is trying to play with retail for sure, and they are having fun doing it for some reason. But again, as long as you're not, kind of make decision based on something that you saw, oh, this must be Rowan Kitty and all that stuff, just think about the fundamental, you guys. Like, that's all you need to focus on, honestly. None of this price action really means anything. I just do this for fun, so that I don't get bored and all that stuff. But and also too, it's interesting to me to talk about, and I truly believe in the company in the long run. And so, but also too, it's also fun to try to catch it at the bottom, right? You want to be the one to say, hey, I got GameStop at $10, which I did. With some of the shares anyway. But hey, even one share at $10 makes me proud, okay? And I'm sure most of you guys are feeling the same way. It seems they are trying to shake weak hands. Of course. And I think, they're trying to make the impression that the broader market kind of like, again, how many people would just say, hey, I believe in the company, but I know it's going to come down, so let me try to buy it at a lower price. So again, day traders and all that stuff too, to try to entice people to sell at the breaking point, right? Right here. Or breaking lines right here. And so that's going to cascade so many people to, trigger a stop loss of some sort too, right? That could happen as well. How many stop loss today has been catched? But let me see. Yeah. We can shake hands or whatever hands you have. Make sure you you do it according to your plan. You have your own plan going on. Go ahead. Do your thing. Everybody here is in here for a different reason. So as long as your reason is your own, and not somebody else influencing you to get into it because a tweet or whatever. I think it's okay. Hi Sharon, how you been? Oh. Okay. Nice, positive mindset always, nice. That's amazing. Cool. Of course. When you think about this company, there's a lot of amazing investor. I feel this is really how I feel, okay? At this day, I don't know if you hear this. I hope I'm not catching on fire right now. But anyway, I live in California, you guys. So of course, I'm kind of like always in the fear that I might catch on fire sometimes. Just spontaneously combust, into flame. I feel bad for people who are losing their home and all that stuff. So my heart goes out to them. But okay, let me come back to my GameStop thing. My point is that I feel fortunate now, especially in this day and age of investing in GameStop. And the way I feel, how do I feel that way is because, a lot more investor mindset coming instead of like traders mindset. So that's what I appreciate most about, my audience and, coming from that. So, and I know like looking at the price action is fun and game and all that stuff, but the fundamental of the company is going to speak. As we all know, we have Drip. Was it drip.shop.com? Let me see. I think they posted on GameStop somehow. What is it? GameStop website. Let me see. PSA, of course. I think I have them on here somewhere. This is pretty cool too, you guys. Like, it's, look at them. Like, they're having good partnerships with Nintendo and all that stuff. You think all these relationship doesn't amount to anything? Come on, that's a lot. Charza, somebody find that one. These are adding value. Sorry. These are some of the things that will add the value. And people are not looking at this as if like, oh, it's just a trading card, These people are just like, what? Like, you don't place a value on the collectibles item that people are going crazy in getting, their hands on one of those. And of course, they're into the retro gaming too. So again, fundamental will shine every single time when it comes to, what GameStop can achieve, will achieve, and in the future. And you don't have to wait that long, you guys, for the price to catch up to the fundamental. Just consistently, adding whenever you can, wherever you can, and do so consistently though. But if you want to time the market, you could try to time it too. I do it. Everybody, try to be in here for different reasons. So welcome all, all of you. Even the shorters, yes. Yeah. If you want to short this company, go ahead, try that. Try your luck. You might find that today, I'm sure your put would be printing right now. Oops, somebody's calling. No. Uh-oh. It's calling. Sorry, 1 second. guys, sorry about that. Phone call from somebody I have to take. All right. So what we were talking about, Anthony, they keep pushing the fact that they are closing store and are trying to make a big deal out of it. Of course they will have to, right? What else can you attack GameStop on? You know, their balance sheet, their revenue. They already, hold on that already. And the fact that they don't say anything else that really is a testament to how strong the company is. And I'm sure they're gonna still hone on it. As far as for Ryan Cohen closing store, it's the best thing that you can do. Perhaps that's what you don't need all those stores if you are going to operate online, right? So we want as little amount of stores as possible, but not completely going to decimate all of the stores. Only the stores that make sense to put in. Maybe eventually we're gonna open more store at different areas when the time is right. And so leadership has done the right thing many times. So let them still hold on it, which is okay. If people believe that closing store is a terrible thing right now, then they're missing out, really. And again, precisely that's why it's an opportunity for me to buy at a lower price even, So the lower the price it goes, right, the more equity of the company I would be able to, at least own per share. So, based on the cost average and all that stuff, it will give me more and more equity in the future of the company. Depends, right? If the company could bring in $300 million a year, that's a good company already. And on top of that, that's the business side. What if just the interest alone? We know how much they already gotten. If these bonds keep going up in price, come on, you guys, what do you think is going to happen? We could lock in right now at this moment 30 years of 5% per year on the cash, right? And so if you buy these long-dated one, when people are flocking into these, the value of your bond's going to go higher. Okay? So it's not only that you're going to get 5%, but the value of your bond's going to go higher. Okay? So, yeah. That's what people don't realize. Treasury is bad. I know it's bad because of, they could print treasury too. They print everything else. Why not printing money to buy your own treasury? I heard Janet Yellen's wanting to do that one time. It's like, we are so robust. We have to buy our own bonds. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thank you for sharing though. Asa, okay, popcorn. Yeah, I hope you're not AMC investor. If so, good luck. Okay, so the next chain, I could see that it's 29 max pain. So I don't know what that's gonna entail. So does that mean next week it's gonna go higher to 29 and 28 again? All I have to do is just wait, sure, and then next 3 weeks, max pain going higher and higher. They're starting to hedge, right? So see, 30 now. That's cool. What is this one? Now it's 25. So that's around what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 weeks worth of increase? Maybe. Depends on how many people are betting, you guys. Come on. And depends how many people are actually going to exercise their calls here, right? Now remember what I said a couple of days ago. I said that if people relying on these people to exercise, typically it's unlikely, right? Unless they have the money to exercise for those shares, gamma ram's not gonna happen, right? Most people just sell their calls. That's it. They don't really care about shares whatsoever, at least for the portion that they put in here anyway. So now it seems like no calls has been open interest or whatever. I don't see any spike in open interest in that. But I wonder if people are betting on the leaps. Yeah. Not much, but 20,000. Okay, so this is going to build up more as time goes on, I bet. So max pain is 22. Yeah, so again, I feel like today was a huge lesson for anyone, and by anyone, I mean me, to not play too heavy on calls. And I know not to go too heavy, you guys, like, when I said too heavy, it's just more than I usually have, that's all. But as far as shares, of course, that's always the best route to go because shares doesn't expire, okay? And then you also going to accumulate it much slower than anyone. Let's see, what do I want to talk about? So this is just my market structure talk for today. I don't want to stay too long, but I saw this video here. And I'm sure if you watch Carter, you probably saw it too. But I think it's worth kind of, let me go here. It was watch later, you guys. Yes, this one right here. I'm sure I'm gonna get copyrighted, but who cares? Because it's an important video to kind of like, because I feel like some people don't realize how the market structure and how predatory market structure can be. And predatory because, again, competitions, right? But not like fair and square competition. It's the way that your order get routed. Lit versus dark and all that stuff, right? And when people are seeing the price action on the lit market here, you don't typically see the buy. You're not necessary, right? Depends on where that buy order is rerouted to, and most of the buys has been rerouted to dark pool. If you have options or ability to get into the access to the dark pool, you would see those orders rolling in. Now, typically retail orders shouldn't be rerouted to the dark pool, but I'm sure it's been like that for quite a bit. And when you tell people that, it seems as though they don't either care enough or they just think it's tinfoil. And I think this is where Randall, Corey Randall came in, is that, yes, I know you're knowledgeable about the market, but, there are another layers of, manipulation that you might not be privy to because not many people are talking about it. And even though the people had been talking about it for 10 decades ago, was not giving enough airtime for anyone to care about, let alone now. I mean, I think in the present time, because of what happened to GameStop, people have been paying attention to the market more as younger people, right? For me, as an example, I never thought that I would know about the market structure this much. it wasn't until after what happened to GameStop, then I learned, okay, wow, my order is not what I think. When you buy a share, where do you think that money will go? And so not many people think about that. Most people think, oh, of course it's going to go to the stock. It's like, well, there's another layers you might want to think about. So now these two gentlemen here, in my opinion, are being placed in this, in the middle, like a sandwich, right? So you'll see in a minute here in this segment how, they're being attacked, right, on an idea. And I want you to listen to this segment here, because it's going to show, in my opinion, it's showing me some angle, and I'll come back and talk about it. I'll stop in the middle if I have to interject. So I know I'm going to be getting copyrighted, and this live might not be up, you guys. So just preface this ahead of time. But this is important. I mean, to me, I'm sure some of you already noticed this, but just in case some of you don't. So let's go.
I've been shaking my head a lot, quite frankly, the last 36 hours. And I think first thing I'd say is, Michael and Brad, shame on both of you for falsely accusing literally thousands of people and possibly scaring millions of investors in an effort to promote a business model. Now, Sue, it's a very, very old tactic to try to build a business on the planks of fear, mistrust, and accusation. This has certainly taken that to a new level, and it reflects either a continued lack of understanding about how the market operates, or just an unwillingness to acknowledge it because you're trying to launch a new business and you want to get volume to your platform.
Brad, let me try to weigh in here, Bill. I want to get more on what you thought. You're very respected on the street. I've known you a little while. You're thought very highly of. Do you think the markets are rigged?
I think it's really hard to put a word on it.
You said it in the book. Okay, you said it in the book. That's when I knew the markets were rigged. And it's disgusting that you're trying to parse your words now.
Do you?
Okay,
do you think
can't say that.
You are quoted that way in the book, but
let's walk through an example.
Do you believe it or not? Because you said it.
Let me walk you through an example.
It's a yes or no question. Do you believe it or not?
I believe the markets are rigged.
Okay, so there you go.
And I also think that you're a part of the rigging. So if you want to do this, let's do this.
I really do.
So let's walk through. He's talking about the technical operation of an exchange, right? So when you look at an exchange or a dark pool, the responsibility of that venue is to fairly price trades between slower participants and faster participants, right? So you have some participants have microwave towers, some participants are co-located. Some participants are not. They're trading over an internet connection. They're slower, and you'll never bridge the speed. The battle's not between fast and slow traders. In order for a disadvantage to happen, in order for someone to get scalped, the fast and slow traders have to trade against each other. That trade happens on a market. Okay, it's the market's responsibility, or at least it should be the market's responsibility, to fairly price trades between fast and slow traders. How does it do that? It does that with its understanding of the broader market. The information that the exchange is taking in to fairly price trades. Right. So my question to Bill, if he's launching these accusations,
I'm launching accusations.
What market data do you use to price trades on Direct Edge?
We use the direct feeds and the SIP in combination.
No. I asked you a question, not what you use to route. What do you use to price trades in your matching engine on Direct Edge?
We use the direct feeds.
No.
Yes, we do. And let me talk. Look, you had a 300-page commercial, okay? So well, let me talk. Let me talk for a few minutes, okay? The direct feeds.
You respond, and then sure. Michael, I want you to weigh in.
We're going to bring Michael back in a minute.
Yeah. The direct feeds that you're talking about, that you're claiming is the source of this vast inequity, okay? 96% of the volume executed on our system is by customers using those data products. And that runs the gamut from bulge bracket firms, retail brokerage firms and their advocates and intermediaries. You don't understand that the market has always had intermediaries. Since the beginning of financial markets at scale, there's going to be someone who at the time needs to be in the middle. They're using technology to manage the risks of providing that service to the market, and we help them and other types of brokers and investors use technology in a way that's consistent with their business model to manage the risks and the desires of their customers.
Can I tell you whether this is incorrect?
This is 96% you're referring to is the proprietary feeds that you're saying that everybody's been arguing about.
Okay, Brad, and then Michael.
There's a difference between a subscriber using a proprietary feed versus what a pegged order, a priced order, price sliding, anytime the exchange is responsible for pricing
the same data that we do.
Absolutely not. You guys use the SIP to price trades and
that is not
What
true.
is the SIP? For those who don't know,
it's a
what
consolidated
is the SIP?
feed. What I'm saying is that the exchange's view of the market is slower than that of some of their fastest participants. Their view of the market is slower. They're looking at a different price than the fastest traders.
And therefore,
and
some investors are at a disadvantage.
In concert, when you allow co-location to occur, your ability to fairly price trades is diminished. You can't do it because you don't even know what the market is.
BATS uses direct feeds, NASDAQ uses direct feeds,
as of a month
direct
ago.
feeds.
All right, let me jump in if I might,
BATS
gentlemen.
uses direct feeds.
Can I finish just 1 second?
Yes,
okay?
please.
What IEX has done, we use direct feeds to price trades. We are not as fast as the fastest HFTs. What we've done is we've slowed down HFT's ability to react on our exchange, which means that if anyone in this room, if anyone at home, if a mutual fund or a hedge fund gives an order to IEX and it's our responsibility to price it, HFT cannot make that order.
They have the same HFT customers that we do, only we say they're providing a valuable service to the
Let's
market.
try to change
They
the
say
subject
they're
a
ripping
little
off
bit.
the market.
Brad, you want to be an exchange. You aspire to be an exchange. Is that right?
Yes.
Do you think you have a model for how you want your exchange to run? Do you think all the other exchanges models should be legislated out of business? There should be a law against them?
No.
What do you feel should happen?
To say that someone's not allowed to sell a microwave tower, I don't think that's it's capitalism, right? I think to render a microwave tower irrelevant is exactly what we're trying to do. It's not about technology legal versus illegal. It's about the market providing a solution. Again, just to respond to what Bill just said, do we have computerized trading on our market? Absolutely. I think the word high frequency trading should be eliminated from the industry vocabulary.
You used it 20 times in the book.
There's computerized trading.
It's not his book.
There's computerized. Yeah, it wasn't my book.
You're quoted.
Computerized trading and computerized scalping. people can trade with computers, they will till the end of time. People use computers to scalp. They've always looked to game the markets. You cannot scalp trades. You cannot scalp orders that are on IEX.
Oh my God, you guys. I just babble on while I was... Why didn't you guys let me know I have no sound? So I was explaining to you guys like 5 minutes ago. I apologize. Now, this gentleman over here who seems to just badgering this guy, trying to confuse the audience of how, the trade is being traded. Okay. And so now I forgot my whole points. My microphone was off. But the point is that this gentleman here is operating an exchange called IEX, and it went into the lit market. And so when it's on the lit market, you could see the price over here as retail. When you're buying into something, you want to see this price right here. Now, if you have a market, brokers of this size who have the majority of the order flow, they could they could really front run whoever want to trade into their exchange. And what he's trying to explain is that on IEX they don't do that, and so he's one of the good guy in my opinion, right? Of course, free market, you could decide whatever you want to do. It's your money or whatever, but this guy has been respected in the street, so to speak, right? But again, they don't give enough credit to those type of exchanges because they don't make the money. And so CNBC is notorious, to protect, in my opinion anyway, to protect private equity angle. And of course, they probably owned by private equity as well. Who knows, right? It's just my speculation here. It seems as though this segment is just trying to prevent people from thinking that the market is rigged. And who's rigging them? It's, the brokers who have a kind of predatory practices in front running their own customer.
So what we're saying...
Okay, guys, I'm going to jump in, folks. I'm going to interrupt
yeah.
for a minute. I want to bring Michael Lewis back in. You've been
Who,
sitting...
me?
Yeah, who you? You've been very patient there.
I'm kind of enjoying that.
I've seen your... I could tell you were enjoying it, and it sometimes got a little bit of a pained expression on your face. I want you to react to what you've just heard.
Well, I'm just going back to the very beginning. It's great to see Bill instantly throw at Brad the idea that he's doing all this to promote a business model.
Well, he said that, and he also said, shame on you. How do you react to that?
I'll say it again.
So I think he's outrageous. I think he's part of the problem. I think it's not just Brad. There's an investor in Philadelphia named Rich Gates who managed to get himself picked off on the BATS exchange numerous times because the BATS exchange didn't update their prices fast enough. So this isn't just Brad Katsuyama talking. But what's great is that, like, the story, so Brad is now kind of cast as this troublemaker, right? And I'm partly to blame for that. But this trouble found him. This is a guy who could be very happily being part of the problem. He was being paid lots of money to work at a big bank and be part of the problem if he wanted to be. What he's actually trying to do is solve a problem that is at the heart of capitalism right now: the unfairness in the public exchanges. And he's taking great risks to do it. He'll make some money if it works out, but.
Note the integrity, that people who have the integrity don't make as much money, right? So again, that's why they are just, commit all kinds of, mismanaging, all kinds of things because they make the most money doing it. Look at the fraud that's happening, misordering, right? Or misreporting orders, long versus short and all that stuff, and then they only get 1 million fine while you're missing 10 billion worth of orders here. You see what I mean? So that, again, the incentive to be bad actors is so high because it's high reward for these people, it seems, right? And so the people who are trying to solve real problem don't get enough credit don't get enough elevation because there's no money in that, so the world seems to be, in my opinion anyway. And so this guy is trying to say, that the gentleman who have the IEX exchange could have made tons of money being the part of the problem, but he doesn't want to because of the integrity, right? Some people are like, I like that. Well, how can you live with yourself if all you're doing is just scamming people? You see what I mean? Your soul would be, crushing. And oftentimes that's what happened in the world. It seems like whoever do the most crime gets the most reward, it seems. So, yeah, until people are aware of what's happening. Okay, pause again. Okay, 1 second.
The instant questioning of his motives is kind of incredible.
Mike, I want to go back to this final point here before we go. Should we have hearings around Reg NMS, this law, this regulation that came in 2007? I've been saying that the SEC should conduct public hearings into what is working and what is not working. They haven't done that yet. Would you support something like that?
Well, so look, this is what I think. That the regulatory process always seems to generate something that ends up being gamed by smart people. What I love about this moment right now in market history is that you have this exchange that found a market solution to the problem. And if people just get out of the way, the important thing is that investors get more information about how their stock market orders are being handled. That's a big problem.
Are you an investor in Brad's exchange?
No.
Michael? I'm just asking for full disclosure. Call me Cookie. I'm being a journalist.
Are you insane? I'm not. I'm trying to do my job. I didn't even go looking to write a book about him. I was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on in the stock market. And big investor after big investor said, there's one guy who's an honest broker in all of this. He's come into office and explained how all this works, and go talk to him. He's the only guy on Wall Street who can actually tell you the truth about how the stock market works.
You're not insane. And what I take the biggest issue with is BATS, Direct Edge, they didn't exist 10 years ago. And we became the biggest stock market in any given day in the United States by going to our customers, proving we had a value proposition, and winning their business. We didn't do it by trying to scare people. And I don't think it's true, and I don't think it's right.
What about Bob's question about the SEC revisiting NMS and the rule that really created the current market structure that we are now all kind of grappling with, for better or for worse? I applaud both of you for trying to do, to run your businesses, but do we need to re-examine the market structure? I
do agree with Michael that I think it's time to do that. We've actually called for a holistic review of market structure for a couple of years. And Mary Jo White, Commissioner Chairman of the SEC, and Dan Gallagher have made statements recently that they're prioritizing that. I think that's a good thing, but it has to be done in a constructive way that listens to the perspectives of all market participants, don't view what they're doing as inherently corrupt, and focus on data and analytics, not accusation and misinformation.
If Michael's right, and your model you think is the superior one, what's the phone calls looking like? I mean, is your business picked up noticeably? You're a very tiny little slice of the market.
We're small.
We all know that.
I mean, we're a startup. There's been thousands of calls. People have responded positively. Just back to the investor confidence. I mean, you've gone from 65% households owning equities to 52% over the last 6 years, every year declining. The S&P tripled since the lows in 2009. So
trading at TD Ameritrade's at an all-time high in February and March. So I dispute that.
Michael Lewis, did you talk to Mr. O'Brien as you reported your book? If so, what did he tell you? If not, why not? And what would you like to ask him right now?
So first, this market confidence point, I will answer that question. The market confidence point is interesting because Goldman Sachs is now has now thrown its weight behind Brad Katsuyama.
It's amazing because you use Goldman Sachs as
let me finish this.
No, you had 300 pages. You let Goldman Sachs' investment in my exchange as a sign of corruption, and his backing of his exchange is a sign of virtue.
And you didn't call me. There's a difference. Say the same thing.
Why is there a difference? Because the backing of me is bad and the backing of you is good. How is it different?
Because they're a financial. They've invested in the investors in our exchange don't trade on our exchange.
So this point is very important here. Of course, like again, it depends on what you do. It doesn't matter who backs you as a person. Like, how is that different? I mean, if you don't understand the difference between, depends on what you do for your customer versus other people. Are they taking care of their customer better than you? Of course. It doesn't matter who backs who, and again, he's just trying to deflect on the fact that he doesn't take care of his customer. That's all. But this point is important. So
financial, they've invested in the investors in our exchange don't trade on our exchange. This is part of the problem, right? I mean, Bill, again, I say the sky's blue, Bill say the sky's red, right?
This company, this building was owned by people who traded here for 200 years.
Is he always like this on the show? This is insane. This
what you say is insane.
All right, let him finish, and then you get a response.
Bill's talking his book, okay? He is owned by intermediaries. He's owned by HFTs. I'm talking my own book, right? We're owned by mutual funds, hedge funds, etc., right? So it is one of these things where, at the end of the day, what is the purpose of the market? Why are all the people in this room, right? They're in here to help companies raise capital and to help investors allocate that capital. Do intermediaries play a role? Absolutely. Should you build a market specifically just for intermediaries? You shouldn't. So we have the buy side behind this. We have brokers like not just Goldman, but Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan or Bernstein or RBC. You have people in this room. You have computerized traders like Virtu that aren't coming here to scalp people. And you have the general public behind a solution. Like, what are we talking about here, right? It's about the industry getting behind a solution. That's exactly what's happening. So
I'm all for people. So
he's trying to say is that, you shouldn't be building your, like Robinhood, for example, right? Well, allegedly, payment for order flow is an issue here. Is that you have an intermediate, people. I can't say that word, so I'm going to kind of describe it. People in the middle, the middleman is actually front running, your order, okay, because they're not actually putting your trade in the market for other people to buy right away. Okay. And so that's why it's important. This is the important distinction here is that when you have the majority of retail orders going to those middlemen that doesn't want your order to be on the lit exchange, you see stuff like this happen even though the price is not correct. Okay. If the majority of people orders would be routing, as it should to the lit market, that's what he's trying to say is that his investor don't trade on their, against their exchange, on his exchange. What did he say again? Sorry. Let's see. What did he say?
There's a difference. Because the backing of me is bad and the backing of you is good. Because how is it different?
Because they're a financial. They've invested in the investors in our exchange don't trade on our exchange. This is part of the problem, right?
Yeah. So the investor on his exchange don't trade on their exchange. They're separate, right? Because that's conflict of interest. Because if they are able to trade on their exchange, I mean, favoritism could ensue, right? And so there you go. And that's the appearance of the conflict of interest that you don't want in the market, because the point of the market is to have companies like GameStop, for example, raising money. When they raise money, giving their shares to shareholder or to a prospect shareholder, future shareholder, you would hope that they get the best price for their stock. Instead of getting $20, they could have gotten $30 for that particular round, right? And so when the price is so skewed because of the mechanism of the market, how are you supposed to say, the market is free? And so again, is it still the problem till this day? Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I encourage you to look into 1 minute, time frame when you every time on GameStop, you would see some crazy thing, you guys, crazy things. And so I'm not going to even show you. Maybe one of these days I will show you, but it's, I don't know, a short ladder attack or some order that doesn't even make sense, and then it doesn't tick up or down, nothing like that. When the slew of red, it's draw down like this, right? But when there's a slew of green, it's just like, 1 penny difference type of thing. So again, there's so many things that's happening in the market that people don't realize that it happened. So because I can, just because Prospect Medical is pump doesn't mean I need to pay opinion to buy in. Okay? And then short it because they use Oh, okay. I think you're trying to explain what is happening on the video, so I'll just leave it alone. Not quite sure if I understand that because I can't, so sorry about that. CPI comes out tomorrow. Will allow GameStop to go boom boom. Oh, how so? How so? What do you think the CPI is gonna do? I don't know. I might disagree with that. I feel like the downtrend is coming. I think it's gonna crash down here to this price point. Yes. I'm willing it to happen, you guys, for selfish reason. Okay? I'd be more. Okay, Ken Griffin donate over $20 million to Aurora. Okay. Mayor to, I think, Illinois, right? To be reelected, so he could be trading towel down the street from the mayor. Wow. Hedge fund trading, so he can trade the microsecond faster. Yeah. I mean, it's highly competitive, right? But I think, the IEX guy was saying that shouldn't be illegal per se. It's just that when you have a lit exchange, it should be slow enough for people to, react on time. And so that's why IEX exchange kind of blocked those high frequency traders to slow all the trade down so that, all the price are what you see, and it doesn't tick too fast on the other side or up or down, whatever. And he moved his business out of Chicago. Okay. I think he went to Florida, right? Or he bought the house in Florida, something like that. Okay, CPI will be under 3. That's still high, though. What is the expectation, you think? Showing the market in a decent allowing to... Okay. I have no idea what you're saying. Also not break. Okay, respect that. I was looking at this level earlier. So, yeah. Okay, let's continue with this one. I really think this is important though, because I feel like people are not really aware of what's happening, and it's like, it's not talked about enough in the media, obviously. So this video was 1 year ago, and it seems like nobody really pay attention to important stuff like this, right? Because again, those things is not promoted to be in a public discussion or anything, so that people could really make an informed decision here. So yeah, I mean, the problem will still be persisting if people are not aware of what the stock market really, how it works, the plumbing and all that stuff. So that's why it's important. As far as like GameStop goes, of course, like if they misprice GameStop at a lower price right now than it is, so what? To me, that's a plus, right? At least they're suppressing it enough for me to accumulate more at a lower price. Like, okay, if you want to suppress and lower it at the lower price, or just the natural market, okay, I'm willing to say that. If this is what the market gives me, let's go. Yeah, more equity, more share for me. That's how I view it.
I mean, Bill, again, I say the sky's blue, Bill say the sky's red, right?
This company, this building was owned by people who traded here for 200 years.
Is he always like this on the show? This is insane.
What you say is insane.
All right, let him finish, and then you get a response.
Bill's talking his book, okay? He is owned by intermediaries. He's owned by HFTs. I'm talking my own book, right? We're owned by mutual funds, hedge funds, et cetera, right? So it is one of these things where, at the end of the day, what is the purpose of the market? Why are all the people in this room, right? They're in here to help companies raise capital and to help investors allocate that capital. Do intermediaries play a role? Absolutely. Should you build a market specifically just for intermediaries? You shouldn't. So we have the buy side behind this. We have brokers like not just Goldman, but Morgan Stanley or JP Morgan or Bernstein or RBC. You have people in this room. You have computerized traders like Virtu that aren't coming here to scalp people. And you have the general public behind a solution. Like, what are we talking about here, right? It's about the industry getting behind a solution. That's exactly what's happening. So
I'm all for people competing. We started from nothing 10 years ago, just like you're doing now, and that's fine. And you're right. The purpose of exchanges is to bring together buyers and sellers in a way that works for them. But
Michael, jump back in.
What we're saying is it's not a zero-sum game. Everybody can win, and you don't need to build the market on the premise that one group is ripping another group off.
Michael, go ahead.
So I missed most of that. I didn't hear it. I didn't actually hear the exchange. But so I don't know what I'm jumping into. Sorry.
Well, I asked you earlier, did you speak to Mr. O'Brien in the reporting of your book?
So I visited Bats. I interviewed people.
No, you did not. That is false.
That's not false.
Absolutely false.
That's not false. I toured it. I had a tour of the place.
That is untrue.
What do you mean it's untrue? I was there.
Give me a date. What date?
February 5th.
February 5th, what year?
2013.
Okay, we're going to follow up with CNBC about where Michael Lewis was on February 5th, 2013. Were you in Kansas City or New York?
I was with Brad Katsuyama when I visited.
You can't hear them.
You were in Kansas City on February 5th, 2013? Because that's where we're located, by the way, if you wondered about it.
I wanted to see where the high-frequency traders hooked up.
Look, you go to a data center. Going to a data center and standing outside and saying you talk to us is not the same thing. Okay, so be honest with yourself.
So the other thing so the question was, there's actually no point in talking to someone who's just throwing dust in the air, and he wasn't actually the head of Bats when the stuff I was describing occurred. I tried to get to Dave Cummings, who was one of the founders of Bats, because I was curious why they positioned it outside the Lincoln Tunnel. I mean, Brad Katsuyama discovers that he's being front-run from Bats to other exchanges. That's what gets him involved in this in the first place, and in this kind of journey of discovery to figure out how this market works. And so I was curious if they had intentionally put the exchange on the other side of the Lincoln Tunnel just so they could pick off orders.
Just stop manipulating the audience, because talking to an ex-employee is not the same as saying you talk to us.
So the person you weren't even there at the time. So the person who I wanted to talk to, he wouldn't talk to me. But I did talk to
You didn't try to contact anybody at Bats, okay? The answer is no. You didn't try to contact any employee of Bats. And your book is riddled with inaccuracies for that and many other reasons.
It's not true. It's not true.
Again,
you can get on there and you can shout all you want, but it's just not true.
So you have a much bigger soapbox than I do.
Traders. I interview people from all the exchanges.
To that point, though, Bill.
I interview people. I'm sorry.
No, to that point, Bill, though, he does have a very big platform, which I mentioned earlier. And this book is getting an awful lot of media and an awful lot of press. And for better or for worse, it doesn't make some of the high-frequency exchanges look good. So how do you combat that? How do you clear the air? How do you forward the conversation? Because once Flash Boys goes to the general public, which it is going to do shortly, and once you have, as Bob Pisani said, the megaphone of 60 Minutes, it becomes a Main Street topic, right? So how do you combat what is going to be a negative image for your company and for your industry?
Let's start with the facts. And I think David Kaminsky put it really well a couple of hours ago, right? 15 years ago, the spread between the best offer to buy and sell was 12 cents or 25 cents. Now it's a penny. 15 years ago, what an institutional investor paid Brad at RBC to execute his trade was 6 cents. Now it's 90 to 95% less than that. So I think a lot of people who really focus on the data, which really doesn't exist in the book, will understand the benefits of electronic trading generally, how it's taken a lot of risk out of the system. But that doesn't mean the market's perfect, right? Saying it's not rigged and saying it's perfect are not the same thing. And we did need a wake-up call from the flash crash. We had not invested in the technology to make our critical infrastructure more resilient, to manage the complexity. And it is complex, but you know what? The internet's complex. A factory is complex. There are ways to manage that risk. We need to work very hard to do that.
I think that's a very interesting point when you say the market is not perfect. There are imperfections in the market. And Brad, that's sometimes called an edge, right? That's how hedge funds and pension funds and other companies make their money on the trade, right? On that edge, on that difference.
No, it's about if you're providing a service, right? There's never going to be a market that's only natural buyers and natural sellers, especially of very, very large shares. So you're going to need an intermediary to help cushion the blow, right? And that is a service, right? And you know what? It's a service that people deserve to get paid for. They used to get paid for it by earning a quarter a share or charging 6 cents a share. You know what? Now they get it by earning a tenth or 100th of a cent a share, and that is a good thing. We've taken risk out of the market. People don't need to rely on the balance sheets of the Bear Stearns and the Lehman Brothers anymore. They can use this technology to manage the risk, and that's a good thing.
But Brad, you're not against intermediaries. You're not against people who charge a penny for their services. People have been doing that for a long time. I don't want anyone to misrepresent your position. You're not saying that there's something
in the book.
wrong
In the book, he says he wants to build a market without intermediaries, except for him. He wants to be the only intermediary.
Let me ask
we're not even a broker.
You don't ask.
You are a broker. You run an ATS.
If you have a market,
are you a broker dealer?
Are we a member of?
Are you a broker dealer?
Do we trade on our? Do we
are
trade
you
on
a
our
broker
market?
dealer? So once again, yes or no question.
No.
You are a broker dealer. Okay.
Let's
This guy, it's like, can you believe that? But anyway, just telling to me, like, you're trying to protect his, yeah, of course, like, rightly so. Rightly so, sure.
Answer is look it up on
let me
website.
just ask the
We
question.
don't trade on our own market, okay? Can we just clarify that before Bill ruins? We don't trade on our own market.
You have a model that you think is better than other people's models.
Yes.
You don't necessarily believe, though, that everybody else should be banned, for example. You don't think that if somebody wants to charge a penny to provide some kind of liquidity, phantom or not,
computerized trading is probably the only time Bill and I will actually agree. Computerized trading has delivered benefits to the market.
You're for competition, and you believe your model is superior, and you will win out.
Yes, and again, we're not.
Just don't say everybody else is corrupt but you.
We're not saying that either, right?
See, nobody's telling, like, it's not corrupt per se, but it's predatory, you know?
It's rigged. Do you know what that means?
Well, let me go back to this.
Why are you trying to summarize all of this? Why are you trying to summarize the entire market in one word?
Because you started 60 Minutes with it.
Michael, let me just ask you one thing about this.
I started 60 Minutes with it?
Yes, you did.
Michael,
did I produce 60 Minutes?
Let me just ask you, Michael.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I think a lot of this concern here is with the emotion that has been generated by the term rigged. And the average person watching the 60 Minute show, I know my wife turned to me and said, honey, is it safe to invest in the stock market?
Absolutely.
It's rigged. And I'm sure you didn't mean that, but are you willing to clarify the idea that it is safe to invest in the stock market? Because that's what a lot of people came away thinking you were saying.
That was the question I asked in the beginning
it's
of the
a really
show.
simple thing. The book lays out the story very clearly. Go read the book, and you decide whether it's rigged.
All right. You know, Brad, do you worry, though, about the use of the word to Bob? I asked that question of Michael at the beginning of the show. You were quoted as saying in the book that the markets are rigged.
He said it again here.
And you did say it again here. But the implications of that is worrisome to me. I take your point. I read the book. It's a brilliant read. But are you worried that you are going to convince Main Street that they have no role in a rigged game? We don't have the retail investor back yet.
I think it's exactly the opposite, right? People want to know the truth, right? So when the flash crash happens or Facebook happens and then people like Bill show up on TV saying the market's great, it's never been better and blah, blah, blah. That's where people,
not what I said
that is where people lose confidence in the market. People just sitting around talking that everything's fine. Everything is not fine, right? People want the truth. What Michael Lewis did is he lit a torch, okay? It's the industry's job to light more torches and carry them forward. Whistleblowers have been calling us. I mean, things are happening, right? So all you want to do is provide the public with the truth. Everyone makes their own decisions. More information, better decisions. That's what it's about. It's not about obfuscating. It's not about using words. It's not about tweeting about, BS. This is just about providing information to the public. Let them make their choices.
All righty.
Bill?
That's such a good point. I mean, yeah. Perfect information, make perfect trade, right? That's what. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, you guys. Actually, I'm gonna have to go, but I hope that you learned something over here. But yeah, I played the whole thing, so you might not want. But if you want to rewatch it, of course, I got interrupted for quite a bit. But yeah, I just realized that I have to do something right now. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. I know I haven't contributed too much into the conversation at all. But I mean, whether you think the market is rigged or not, really up to you to decide. Obviously, you know, nobody, as far as like investing in the company itself, it's a function of what capitalism is all about, you know. And yeah, you put your capital out, hopefully that, you know, that capital would go towards the company at some point in the future. If they need more money for whatever reason, and whatever price it is traded at, it's really important as well. And if those price is being kind of held back for whatever reason, then it's not a true free market. So that's just my point in that, and I'll just end here. But anyway, yes, I hope you learned something there.